In our first session, I shared some principles and patterns in architecture that can quicken our evolution. They stimulate a burning desire to enrich the development of our most advanced sustainable living technologies. In this session, we'll look at sustainability as the interim step. And in the next session, we'll look beyond to architecture of the new millennium. Sustainability begins with the root of our being, the story of creation. In fact, each world culture has its own mythical story of creation. In the book of Genesis, the creative source sends forth a fundamental tone that precedes the first creation, light. All subsequent acts of creation emanate from that fundamental tone and spark of light. The heavens were next created. The spiral pattern of this nebula carries the signature of its harmonic progression. Its likeness in the chambered nautilus is a recurrent pattern known as the golden section. Another story of creation is celebrated in the megalithic passage tomb of Newgrange in Ireland, built around 3200 BC. I see its petroglyph spirals to represent fundamental solar cycles as seen in the progression of rising suns across the horizon. First, the counterclockwise direction from winter solstice to summer solstice, the centrifugal force, an energy of expansion, and the opposing clockwise direction from summer solstice to winter solstice, a centripetal force, a contracting energy. At the precise time of the winter solstice, the death of the old year and the birth of the new join in a shaft of light that traverses its long stone passageway into the inner chamber likened to the womb of Mother Earth. An altar there may have served to spiritualize the cycle of completion of the old, replaced by the cycle of expansion in the rebirth of man and rejuvenation of nature. Unlike the underground solar temple of Newgrange in Ireland, the ancient American Anasazi built their temple, their observatory, high on the mountain plain at Chaco Canyon near the Four Corners area of New Mexico. There is, however, a remarkable similarity in their use of spirals. On the side of Frahata Butte, the ancient ones crafted a natural phenomenon to serve as a unique celestial calendar for significant solar and lunar cycles. All objects of the sky, the moon, stars, the sun, were sacred to the native peoples. Here, slabs of rock framed the zenith passage of the sun and moonlight as a dagger struck a stone wall etched with a spiral to mark significant celestial events. Careful observation and precise measurement of celestial events marked times critical to matters of sustenance and spiritual alignment. Nearby, Pueblo Bonito was the largest of 9 full-sized towns and housed around 1,000 people in its 600 rooms, rising to 5 stories on the north with 40 underground kivos. First light is represented in their creation myth. In their story, man originally emerged from the womb of Mother Earth through the birth canal opening of the roof of the kiva to the light of the second world. Close observation of solar and lunar events was integral to the passive solar design of the pueblo as well. Like a giant temple of the sun, its tall northern apartments would have been heated by the low-angle sun in winter, while use of spaces on the east and west would naturally follow the sun on its seasonal passage for heating and for cooling shade. Later civilizations emerged and developed great cliff dwellings, such as Cliff Palace in Mesa Verde, the largest cliff dwelling in North America. Set behind massive overhangs of living rock, the pueblo was shaded from the high-angle scorching summer sun. The kiva continued as a key space for functional and spiritual practices, typically as sites in the pueblo culture, which continues the creation story of first light while passing through the roof opening. The art and science of building has always fascinated us, first to provide shelter, then much more. Architecture is one of those contributions to present and future generations that reflects the history of our place, our culture, and time. In contemporary terms, transformation begins in the home, and I'd like to share a few examples of my architectural work in homes based on sustainable principles. In a bioshelter designed in 1984 for a community on the Oregon-California border, I used rammed earth walls to frame the building envelope. Earth from the site is combined with small quantities of cement and water, compressed in forms to mold wall slabs 12 inches thick. Concrete columns are then poured between the slabs to support the upper structure. The design for this 3,300 square foot building centers on maximum southern and minimum northern exposure. The two-story living room is set 4 feet into the earth on the north to couple with earth tempering. The geometry of the structure is integral to seasonal solar angles. Let's have a look at a passive solar home built in straw bale construction. It's a 2,000 square foot home that is a blend of Western and Mediterranean features that harmonize with the natural setting for energy efficient and healthy living. It is built with straw bales on a radiant floor system to provide the maximum energy conservation and natural cooling, as well as energy efficiency throughout the home. The passive solar features help to capture, store, and distribute both hot and cool air, as well as provide for natural light. A solar water heating system and energy-efficient lighting and appliances reduce energy costs, as do the insulating factors of the straw bale construction. The natural beauty, vitality, and resource efficiency of the whole site design provides for long-range, sustainable living. A passive solar home for the Hewitts in Bend, Oregon was designed to reduce resource consumption while providing spatial amenities and an uplifting presence of natural light. Hand-plastered walls provide a rich, nurturing aesthetic, and passive solar is integrated with a highly insulating building envelope, including the R45 value of straw bale walls and recycled cotton jeans in the roof. Convective slab thermal mass floor maintains comfortable indoor temperatures. Solar hot water system provides all domestic needs, and a 1.4 kilowatt photovoltaic array provides off-grid electricity for the entire house. Solar energy will provide renewable energy over the life of the home in a living space where healthy indoor conditions and natural beauty come together at modest cost. Another example is a house that Wendy and I designed for ourselves in the Redmond, Oregon area, and which was built in 2006. Beyond energy efficiency and healthy indoor air, our 1,540 square foot home is designed to foster a mood of serenity and a balance between inner human and outer physical environments. Its geometry is simple and bold, based in part on thermodynamic principles to support indoor thermal comfort and natural daylighting. Exterior walls provide direct solar gain on the south as well as shaded views to mountains on the west.